How are we doing, everybody, and welcome back to another Path of Diablo guide video. My name is Will, and today I'm going to be showcasing my Fist of the Heavens / Holybolt Paladin or Pally. As always, timestamps will be down in the description below. This is going to be a quick gameplay video. You guys that are familiar with my videos know that I do a little bit of gameplay in the beginning, then I go over the guide, gear, stuff like that, and then towards the end I will usually do a map or something else. Today I'll be doing a map. We got a tier 2 we can knock out real quick. But like I said, this is my faux pally, and let's hop into it. Let's head into chaos. This is a really simple and fun build. You can see we've got a lot of different stuff keybinded here. We've got a million different auras, stuff like that. Our main aura, obviously Holy Shield first, and then we are basically going to run Redemption the entire time, and then our primary damage dealer is going to be Fist of the Heavens with a Holybolt for other stuff. So let's hop into it. I've got Vigor on swap, also got an Enigma so we can teleport and try to get through all this garbage. And that was a god-awful teleport. Clear some of this stuff really quick here. There we go. And we are in chaos. So we're gonna swap back, Redemption, and Fist of the Heavens. Now, as you guys will notice, this is a very strong build. It can clear any content in the game. There is some annoyances with it. For example, you can't run auras on your left click. And you can also kind of get stuck sometimes. By that I mean you'll want to try to move, and your character is going to end up casting. As you can see, I don't even have to click on the mob, and I'm going to be spamming. So this here is an immune, so we'll run Conviction on him. Goes, he's gone. Go back to 3. You can run Conviction all the time. You can run Sanctuary all the time. Conviction obviously lowers res. Sanctuary gives you a nice holy damage bump. It's just kind of whatever you prefer. As far as general content, I tend to run just Redemption just to keep mana up, because it is a fairly mana intensive build. But as you guys can see, nothing we can't really deal with too easily here. Get a nice L rune. As you just saw there, I was trying to pick up the potion and I'm still attacking a mob. And in between stuff, we're going to throw our charge and our throw vigor on. There we go. And then we'll swap back. Like that. Easy peasy. Knock these guys out real quick. You do a lot of holy damage with this build. But it is also lightning, so the only thing that you kind of run up against is going to be the magic immunes. Kind of mess with your damage a little bit, as well as lightning immunes take a little bit longer to kill. Like I said, you can always just throw on that Conviction aura, or we can throw on Holybolt and burst them down. You can see Holybolt does a lot of damage too. More for single target DPS. Oops, go back to this. Take out these guys really quick. We are pretty tanky. We do run max block. We've got a good chunk of health here. I'm not running CTA at the moment. That's another alternate that you could run to get that BO and 1 extra skill. Because you don't really need it. Got plenty of damage here. Good clear speed. Safe, tanky. All that good stuff. These guys go by really quickly. They're gone. Don't care about the gore foots. Oops, I messed up my charge. There we go. Like I said, we'll run Conviction for the boss. Like I said, you can also run Sanctuary. Oh, where's Sanctuary? There we go. And that's the problem with mobs that deal mana burn. A Twitch throw. And that's it, guys. As you see, fairly laid back build. Fairly tanky. And it's not Sanctuary. Alright guys, it's not Sanctuary. I kept saying Sanctuary. It's Salvation. Sorry, I was getting my auras mixed up here. As you can see, there's the damage bump. So if we go back to, that's Conviction. and then that Sanctuary. So you can see you get quite a bit of extra damage if you run that. So I was running the wrong R. It's been a minute since I played this build. That's junk. But we'll go over kind of what my stuff is really quick here. My gear, my stats, all that good stuff. Like I said, if you're only here for the gameplay, check out the timestamps in the description below. But with that being said, let's just jump into it here. We'll jump into the skill tree first. And like I said, this is the Fist of the Heavens Holybolt hybrid build. And we start off with maxing Holybolt, which is going to be right here. 20 points into that bad guy. That's going to be your single target DPS. I used foe on Diablo. It doesn't really matter. You can use whatever you want. For single targets like that, you can do Fist of the Heavens. If he's got like ads or mobs around him or something. If it's just a single guy, then you can run Holybolt, or you can do whatever. It doesn't matter. Next, we're going to put 20 points into Fist of the Heavens. And that's our second, like I said, primary ability here. After that, we're going to throw 20 points into Holy Shock. This is a synergy. Oops, wrong one. Synergy, Holy Shock, and Holybolt of Fist of the Heavens. And then our last skill that we are going to max is going to be Sanctuary, which is in here as well. There it is. And this is going to give you that bonus damage. Alright. It's also a prerequisite, or not prerequisite, a synergy. There it is. 35% magic damage per level. We're going to max all of those. Other skills that we use, obviously, we are going to put all of our prerequisites in. 1 point Smite, 1 point Charge, 1 point Holy Shield, 1 point Dashing Strike. Alright. On the other side, these are all going to be prerequisites. Other R's that we use, we need obviously Salvation, Redemption, and Vigor. And then we also use Cleansing, which is right there. So you can throw Cleansing on when you get poisoned. Say, for example, if you're in T1 maps or you're killing Andy, you can throw on Cleansing so your mercenary doesn't die. 1 point into Conviction, which is over here. All of our prerequisites, obviously. And lastly, everything else we're going to throw into Holy Shield. And I'll put all this on the screen for you guys so you guys can see it, because I know my brain works differently than most. But I'll run through that one more time. 20 to Holybolt, 20 to Fist of the Heavens, 20 Holy Shock, 20 to Sanctuary, 1 to Salvation, 1 to Redemption, 1 to Conviction, and everything else we're going to pump into Holy Shield. Just like that. As far as our stat goes, we're going to put 156 in Strength. And actually, I don't know that we actually need 156 Strength. You're just going to put enough Strength to use your weapon or your gear. I think this is the highest strength requirement, so I might only actually need 114 for this specific gear set, but if the gear that you're using is a little bit different, enough strength to use your gear, obviously. Dexterity, we want 75% block, which is max block. You're going to have to pump a little bit of dexterity to get that, and then everything else goes into vitality. I will recommend, just don't forget that every time you level up, you have to put, 3 more points into dex, and then everything else can go into vit, just to keep your max blocks, so keep that in mind. And, yeah, that's it. Covered the tree, covered the stats. As you can see, we're at 7.4k damage with that Fist of the Heavens, and then our Holybolt does 10 to 12k, so that's kind of where we're sitting damage-wise. Alright, max resistances, even if we go to here, Redemption, you can see we still have max res. Sanctuary, obviously, or Salvation, rather. I keep saying Sanctuary. I mean Salvation. Salvation gives you that extra resist bump, too, so if you are doing Ubers with this build, I don't have this character set up to do Ubers, but I've heard through the grapevine that it is possible. I don't plan on attempting it, but you can run Salvation. You can also throw a point into Resist Lightning, wherever that's at. I don't remember where it's at. Defensive. Res Lightning, right there. And that'll help with Mephisto. Alright. What else we got? Gear. That would be next, right? Kind of standard stuff with this character. If you guys remember from Classic D2, LOD, it's going to be basically the same stuff with slight adjustments. Helmet, obviously, running a Shaco. 1 socketed. 2 socketed is the best, clearly. You can throw a P-Topaz in it. Some people use, if you want to super ultra deck this character out, you can throw 5/5 light facets in it. But I'm going for Magic Find here. You can also use a Griffin's, once again, light facets, or facets, whatever you call them. Jewels, lightning, 5/5 lightning jewels. Cheap option, you could use a lore or a peasant crown. Oh my god, I forgot the name of it. Those are going to be some cheaper options. You can run this as a budget build as well. It's still very strong. Obviously, this character is decked out. Chest, I'm running Enigma. As you can see from my other previous video, I finally got the currency to make this again after I lost one due to transferring, so got this guy back. Enigma for the teleport is great, 2 to all skills. The strength bump, which is why my strength is, as you can see over here, my strength is way overkill because I respec to use V-Magi after I lost this. Now I've got that 70 plus strength back that I don't need, which should be in Vitality. Also gives a good chunk of Magic Find, which is always great. Like I said, you can also use Viper Magi, or you can use 4-socketed GA Guardian Angel. That's really good for this build as well. Shield, I am using, it's got to be a 35%. If it's not 35%, build ain't going to work. You're going to need the 35% FCR Spirit. Make it in a Paladin shield. That's going to give you, instead of the normal res, a ton of resistance. You can see 73, 73, 38, 73. Instead of the regular, which is only like 30 something, 33 probably. I think this is a 40 shield. So you're going to want a 40 plus all res Sacred Targe or a Royal Shield, whichever you got. 4-socketed obviously, and make Spirit in it, and then re-roll it until you get 35% FCR. What else we got? Weapon, Heart of the Oak. This is my Hodo that I bounce around from all my characters. Great overall abilities, 40 FCR, 3 all skills, not 30, Jesus. 3 all skills, 40 FCR, and that good chunk of res. Increased max mana is always great. There's a couple other Fist of the Heaven specific weapons, but you kind of got to get the exact rolls on them, and you need them socketed and all that good stuff. I like the Hodo, it's cheap, it's basic, simple. I can use that on every one of my characters. What else we got? Belt is up next, the ARAC. 20 FCR, use it, 1 all skills, it's great. Only belt you're really going to need, you're going to need to have it to hit that 125 FCR. Next we got our boots. I'm running War Travs for the Magic Find. You can also run all the standard boots, Elders, Sandstorm Tracks, Water Walks, whatever. Nat boots if you want. Boots are kind of open, doesn't matter. I use this for the Magic Find. I've got a pretty decent roll on these guys, so not too bad. Gloves are up next. I use Mage Fist, 20 FCR Mage Fists, regen that mana. Don't super need that just because we're constantly running Redemption. You can also run Train Gloves if you want, if you need the cold res. My res are capped obviously, so I don't need that. Doesn't matter, either one. You just need to have a 20 FCR glove. Amulet, this is my 30 all res, regen 15% mana, 2 to skills, Maros, plus 3 to skills, 30 all res would be better. They're kind of expensive. This is what I've got. You can also run a FCR Pally Amulets, so if you either craft something or get a yellow amulet that's really strong with like plus 2 to Pally skills and FCR on it, you can not run a FCR ring. So ideally you'd want one of those amulets, and then 2 Bolkathos rings would be your best bet, or 2 Soj, either way. BK rings are a little cheaper. But just keep in mind you have to hit that 125. So this is what the ring that I use, 10 FCR quad res. This ring is broken, and I use it on all my characters that I need FCR on. It's just too good not to transfer. So that's up to you guys. If you can get an FCR amulet, then you can run 2 BK and get that extra plus skill. If not, then you have to run a 10 FCR ring. Doesn't have to be as good as mine. The other one I was using, I transferred off this character. So there's that. I think that's everything for gear that I got covered here. As far as cheap gear, obviously you can run a Spirit Sword instead if you want. This is my original setup that I was running, is my Spirit Sword. And then I've got a Spirit Shield on here as well. This is also what I use on my swap for my Vigor. just to get the +2 and the +2. If I had another Hodo, I could do another Hodo and another Spirit just to get that extra. It's not super necessary, just because you're only on weapon swap, you're just swapping to charge around and get that movement speed. So that's optional. You can do whatever you want on your. You can also run like a CTA if you wanted for the BO. I don't know why I picked that up. As far as the inventory here, I'm running a 1018 Pally Torch. I've got my Garbage Annie, my 12-10-6 Annie, and we are running all combat skillers. You can definitely play this character without the combat skillers, but the combat skillers increase your damage through the roof. So you can pick up some combat skillers. They're super cheap. You can get them for like an rune a piece, sometimes a pole, sometimes a couple ook, and you can snag these guys off the trade sites. Small charms, mostly 7 magic find charm, a couple poison res charms, lots of lifers, etc. So we got some good stuff in there. And yeah, that's basically it, guys. Let's hop into a map really quick so I can just kind of demonstrate what this guy can do in a little more dense environment. Oh, I almost forgot. For my mercenary, I am running a Vamp Gaze, a 3 got ED and attack speed, I believe 38. I can't remember what is exactly in here. But then I've got a Reaper's Toll as well that's shelled out with a melee splash in it just for the damage and the attack speed to make sure we hit the max attack speed frame. There's an 83. Those must be all ED jewels there just to give them extra damage. But a lot of people will also run Infinity in here if you want, just so you don't have to invest skills into Conviction, or if you don't want to swap to Conviction. If your mercenary runs Infinity, you can definitely do that as well. I don't think that's quite necessary, especially if you're running on a more budget build. I have an Infinity, but it's on my Sorceress. I don't know that it's necessary. Alright, with that being said, let's hop into a map. I've got this T2 on deck here. I'm not going to do the full thing on camera here just because it will take a while, and I like to full clear my T2s. But I will show you guys a little bit of gameplay here. Let's pop a map open just in case. I haven't died yet today, but you know, as soon as you start recording, that's when you die. Oops, and let's go back to foe. See, these guys are all lightning res. Even so, they melt pretty quickly here. And we're just gonna pop some foes down and just kind of keep moving. See, we do plenty of damage. You gotta kind of keep an eye on your mercenary. Your redemption does help him stay alive, though. That will not prevent him from getting one shot, though. So, just kind of keep casting. And watch everything melt. This is a great beginner build, great early season build. Obviously, you don't need all the gear. With gear comes damage and survivability, but it is definitely an early game mapping character that you can do. Alright, die so I can... Thank you. You can also hotkey your teleport, so if you do get cast stuck and you want to move really quickly, or if you're playing hardcore, definitely map your... I've got mine on F12, so it's kind of awkward to get to it from my normal abilities. But if you get stuck, you can definitely teleport out with the warp ability on Enigma. And we'll just kind of slowly move through all the junk here. If you guys do have any questions or comments on my build here, I know it is a pretty standard foe build, and there's quite a few guides out there, but I do like to get some gameplay just to show how I play my builds. That's my biggest complaint with the pod guides. It's not a lot of people include videos. I like to show kind of what these builds can really do, what they can show, you know. The 5-socketed Thresher. With Redemption, obviously, you're always leeching that life. Makes it a very strong hardcore build as well. I've seen a lot of the hardcore Twitch guys playing foes early on in the ladder. They're great. Alright, get out of the droid, please, thank you. See if we can... Alright, cool, we got the boss right here, so we'll try to... I'll actually just knock him out real quick here. And we'll throw a portal up just in case. Hopefully we don't die here. Gonna run redemption and try to clear out a little bit here. Just don't want him to telestomp us. Crazy that I think the T2 boss is one of the harder bosses out of all the mapping bosses. All the other guys aren't bad at all. The fact that he can teleport with no cooldown right on your face makes it hard to get away if you need to. The Holybolts off of this foe just do a ton of damage. That's why it's so great for group clearing. All charm right. Grab that. Never know you get a 320-20 dropping. Venus bow. Especially great, like just a laid back build as well. Not worried about dying. Not worried about a ton of hot swaps if you don't want to. You can definitely like super micro this build, and you know, switch back and forth between conviction and salvation here. I keep wanting to say sanctuary. It's salvation. It'll do a lot more damage this way, but then you're gonna have to swap back and forth between redemption to get your mana back, or chug mana potions, which I definitely do not recommend. Alright, here he is. And we'll swap to Conviction. We'll pop a mana potion here just while we're kind of face tanking him a little bit. We'll go to Redemption, eat some corpses. And just like that, he's gone. Easy peasy. Grab our token off the floor here. And then for clearing up and stuff, obviously, like I said, single target, you can just knock them out with the individuals. You can also use this to heal your party members if you guys are group mapping. Definitely viable if you want to just sit here and shotgun them. Definitely can. It's up to you guys. Obviously, you just lose that AoE factor. That's it for this video, guys. We'll call it quits there. We'll head back to town here. Kill all these guys. There we go. That's going to be it for this video, guys. If you do like my content, please make sure to hit that subscribe button and like this video. It helps me out a ton. We are almost at 200 subscribers, which I am super excited to hit. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, or anything about this build, I'd be glad to help you out down in the comments below. I read and respond to almost all of them. So if you have any questions or comments on the build, please do let me know. I'll be glad to respond to all of them. Hit that subscribe button. Let me know if there's any other guide videos that you builds you guys have been playing that you want guides of. I'm trying to get as much up as possible, and I've only got one more in the making here, and that's going to be the Freezing Pulse Sorceress. I'm going to try to get that out. That'll probably be out next Friday. I got to get a little bit of more gear for it. But I'm off of work due to COVID. So I've got a little bit of time to play here. I'm also going to be putting up probably some pluggy videos, some solo self-found pluggy guide videos on how to play pluggy, how to kind of get yourself a solo self-find character set up. And maybe I've been doing the Holy Grail kind of just by myself in my spare time. Maybe I'll put some videos up of the Holy Grail. And if you don't know what that is collecting every item in the game and keeping it in your stash. That's it for this video, guys. Once again, thank you for watching. I love y'all. Peace.
On my way through the night, please give me some more time.